Hello, and on behalf of the Online Quiz League, welcome to the 8th Tier 1 final of the International Culture Challenge, the competition where we shun such dry and tedious academic subjects as sport, TV, pop music, and video games, and concentrate on cool and edgy subjects like history, geography, art, and science. Over the last 9 weeks, over 300 players from all corners of the Earth have been gradually whittled down to 4, and one of these 4 will be the ICC Season 8 champion. Let's meet the players. In Seat 1, a player who's won it all in OQL, a 3-time OQL Division 1 champion with Mangoes. He's won numerous OQL Live 8 events and topped the 2024 overall rankings, as well as topping the rankings in 5 different subjects. He's the reigning 3-time PCC champion and has been part of the team that has been triumphant at both OQL and MQL buzzer quizzes. He is the defending ICC champion looking for his second title. Please welcome Evan Lynch. In Seat 2, we have a player making his 4th trip to the ICC Grand Final, but who has yet to take the title. He was the joint top overall scorer in the leaderboard stage of Season 8 with 115 points. At the 2021 ACF National Championships, he was the top overall scorer, helping his University of Florida team achieve a stunning victory. Please welcome Tracy Mirkin. In Seat 3, we have a player who has made the grand final in their first ever appearance in the ICC. He was unseeded, which makes this performance even more remarkable. He finished 5th in the leaderboard with the 3rd highest number of own gets. He's a hugely accomplished quiz bowl player, having been the leading scorer on the Beaver Creek team, which won the 2019 HSNCT. Please welcome Parameswaran.
चाहता है हम ना रहे कभी यारों के बिन दिन दिन भर हो प्यारी बातें झूमे शामें गाए रातें.
And in Seat 4, we have a player who finished 2nd in the overall leaderboard for Season 8 of ICC and who answered more of his own questions than anyone, with an incredible 80 out of 90 correct. He was the Season 3 ICC champion, and tonight makes his 5th ICC Grand Final appearance. He's also one of an elite group of players to have been in both a PCC and an ICC Grand Final. You might also recognise him from his role in Mimir's Well. Please welcome Daoud Jackson. I promise we will get to the quiz soon, but first, a few words of thanks. Thank you to the incredible team of question writers. Coming up with novel and interesting quads to use in this competition is especially difficult, but they've been doing it phenomenally well all season, and they help keep this competition fresh and exciting. Thanks to Andy Greeley for kindly maintaining the results feed, and to Mike Olsen, as always, for his question statistics posts. To our team of playtesters, who each week go over the quizzes and report their scores to the editors, as well as pointing out any issues with the quiz. Their feedback really helps improve the quizzes played each week. Thank you also to everybody who's read a game this season. ICC is one of the biggest Mimir competitions in the world, with matches played at all times of the day and night, and it's a huge job ensuring that readers are found for all games. And thank you to John Stitcher for his work in making sure that all games have readers. To Will Jones, as always, for building and maintaining the software that allows ICC to function so beautifully every season, as well as this excellent PowerPoint presentation. To our incredible editors, Hugh Bennett and Rob Hanna, who compile the sets each week and translate the answers into 9 different languages. And finally, to the players, over 300 people who participated in ICC from all over the world. It's fantastic to see you come back season after season to make ICC a truly international competition. Without you, there is no International Culture Challenge. So thank you all. So on with the quiz. Let me share the scorer. Players have 30 seconds on their own question and 3 seconds as they go down the line. Please, players, keep your hands on screen at all times, and please do police this yourselves because I will be looking at questions and not at your hands. Best of luck, one and all. Let's start this Season 8 Grand Final of the International Cup Challenge with question 1 to Evan. Clocks symbolise the cruelty of the passing of time, in which play, in which the doctor, Chibutikin, drunkenly smashes a clock that had belonged to the woman he loved. Ten seconds.
Three Sisters.
It is Three Sisters by Chekhov, yes.
Okay.
Charnia were frond-like organisms that lived in what period of the Neoproterozoic era, named after a range of hills in Australia? Charnia was originally believed to be a type of alga and was later considered a coral, but is now understood to belong to an extinct animal phylum called the Vendobionta.
The Pathotuta period.
It's not.
Pass.
Tracy.
Pass, please.
Okay, and Hari?
Pass.
And Daoud? No, I'm going to pass you.
Aitkenhead. Can you hear me? Oh, sorry.
Barely hear you. You're very,
Okay,
very quiet.
yeah.
You're very quiet.
I'll turn up that. Aitkenhead.
It is Aitkenhead, yeah. Okay. I will undo that.
Sorry, it's just the mic volume sets itself low.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Aitkenhead, that's right. Okay, Evan, your third question. What kind of roof takes its name from a 17th century French architect and features a double slope on each side with a steep lower section and a nearly flat upper portion? This design allows for spacious, high-ceilinged attics and was popular in Victorian architecture.
Mansard.
That is a mansard roof, yes. Okay, Tracy, your questions. Featuring a rooftop spear called a flèche fêtière, the flag of the Kanak people is widely flown alongside the French tricolor in which island territory, a collectivity of France?
New Caledonia.
It is New Caledonia, yes. What word, taken from a Hindi word meaning curtain or cloth, is used for a practice of gender segregation in parts of South Asia? Although often associated with Islam, it has been practiced by many Hindus in northern India. Ten seconds.
Baran.
It is not. Hari.
Purdah.
Purdah is right, yes. Purdah. And Tracy, your third question. Geert Wilders founded which far-right anti-immigration party in 2006? It won the most seats in the 2023 Dutch general election and entered a coalition government, with this party's Fleur Agema becoming the first deputy prime minister and health minister. Ten seconds. Need an answer, please?
National Front. No.
No. Okay. Evan
Pass.
and Hari
Pass.
and Daoud.
Pass.
Okay, this was the Party for Freedom.
PVV. Okay.
Hari, your questions. While not in use, which holy book is placed on a raised platform called a takht or manji sahib and covered by a canopy called a palki?
Adi Granth.
Adi Granth, I will take, yes. Or the Guru Granth Sahib. Heme and chlorophyll are examples of what type of compound? A disorder characterized by a buildup of these compounds in the body is associated with a distinctive purple urine. Ten seconds.
Phenylketones.
Nope. Evan.
Porphyrins.
Porphyrins is right, yes. Porphyrins. And Hari, your third question. Pakistan's Hingol National Park is home to a rock structure that, despite being an entirely natural formation, bears an uncanny resemblance to the Great Sphinx of Giza. This rock formation is known as the Blank Sphinx, with the blank filled by the name of which province in which the park is located. This province is both the country's largest and least populated. Ten seconds.
Khyber Pakhtunkhwa.
It's not. Tracy.
Balochistan.
Balochistan is right, yes. Balochistan. Daoud, your questions.
Yep.
The title character of which Dominican-American author's 2007 novel, The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde, gets his titular nickname from his supposed resemblance to Oscar Wilde. The novel highlights and toys with the unique relationship Latin American literature has with the image of Oscar Wilde.
Yes.
Juno Diaz is right. Yes, Diaz. Which artist and model is depicted in Gueule de Bois, or The Hangover, by Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec? She also appears in several paintings by Renoir.
Valadon.
It is Suzanne Valadon, yes. And the last question of the round. Which composer's string quartet number 2, Intimate Letters, has been described as a manifesto on love and was inspired by his unrequited obsession with a younger married woman called Kamila Stoslova? His first string quartet was named the Kreutzer Sonata after the novella by Tolstoy, which was named in turn after the Beethoven Violin Sonata. Ten seconds.
Martinu.
Not Martinu. Evan.
I'll pass.
Okay, Tracy.
Now I have to pass.
And Hari.
Pass.
It is Leos Janacek.
Yeah. Had to be somebody Czech.
So, end of round one. Evan and Daoud have 3 each, Tracy and Hari 2 each, and everybody has used 1 bonus attempt. Round 2, back to Evan. The modern central processing unit, or CPU, in a computer may be based on two distinct architectures, acronymized as RISC or CISC for reduced or complex forms of what two-word term denoted by IS? Ten seconds.
An integrated system.
It is not integrated system. Tracy.
Pass, please.
Okay, Hari.
Instruction set.
Instruction set is what that is, yes. The image shows the flag of Ngazija, the largest island in which country, located at the northern end of the Mozambique Channel in the Indian Ocean. Ngazija is more commonly known by its French name.
Comoros.
Comoros is right, yes. Could also have accepted Grande Comore. And Evan, your third question. Porphyrins are made up of 4 subunits of what heterocyclic compounds with the formula C4N4NH? These pentagonal aromatic compounds are related to selenophene and thiophene.
Pyrrole.
Pyrroles is right, yes. Tracy, your questions. Which philosopher of language wrote the 1975 essay Logic and Conversation, which introduced his theory of implicature and his namesake maxims of conversation, which delineate his cooperation principle?
Bryce.
H. Paul Grice is correct. In which 1922 short story does the emaciated central character reside in a cage, empty except for some straw and a clock which may symbolize both his mortality and the changing nature of what is considered entertainment?
Hunger Artist.
A Hunger Artist by Franz Kafka is right. And the third question. Which French actor is credited with developing a genre of stage music called chanson réaliste and appears wearing a cape and a red scarf in a number of lithographs produced by Toulouse-Lautrec? Ten seconds.
Burkhart.
An answer, please. Sorry?
Burkhart.
That is not Burkhart. Daoud.
Pass.
And Evan.
Pass.
And Hari.
Pass.
This is Aristide Bruant.
No, okay.
Hari, your questions. Plutarch's parallel lives paired biographies of famous Greek and Roman men. Which Athenian general was paired with Lucullus? This strategos, the son of Miltiades, rose to fame during the Greco-Persian Wars and later played an important role in the formation of the Delian League. Ten seconds.
Alcibiades.
It's not. Daoud.
Pass.
Evan.
Pass.
And Tracy.
Pass.
This is Simon, or possibly Kaimon. Hari, your second question. In The Politics of Citing, Javier Guerrero argues that Latin American depictions of Oscar Wilde are informed by an 1882 article written by which Cuban author? who had attended a lecture given by the Irishman during his tour of the USA earlier that year. This author of Versos Sencillos, or simple verses, offers a description of an unsettling encounter with Wilde marked by a simultaneous attraction and repulsion.
Jose Marti.
It is exactly Jose Marti, yes. Early reconstructions of which marine invertebrate of the Cambrian period were both upside down and back to front, mistaking its head for a tail and the rows of spines along its back for legs. Discovered in the Burgess Shale in British Columbia, it was given its name due to its bizarre and dreamlike appearance. Ten seconds.
Coelacanths.
It's not. Daoud.
Ollie Monster.
It's not. Evan.
Pass.
And Tracy.
Pass.
This is hallucigenia.
No.
Daoud, your questions.
Yeah.
What is the name for a type of roof with two sloping sides that meet at a ridge, forming a triangular shape at each end? This design allows for good water drainage and provides extra attic space. It's one of the most common roof types, valued for its simplicity, ventilation, and cost effectiveness.
Gable roof.
It is a gable roof, yes. What name was given to the women's quarters of a Mughal court and became used more generally for the part of the house designated for women in upper-class Muslim households in South Asia?
Zanana.
Zenana is absolutely right, yes. And last question of round 2. The Dutch PVV belongs to the Patriots for Europe group in the European Parliament. That group was created in 2024 by the Austrian FPÖ, Czech ANO, and which right-wing populist Hungarian party led by Viktor Orban?
Fidesz.
Fidesz is correct, yes.
Is it Fidesz or Fidesz? I don't actually know.
Fidesz, by the look at
Okay.
it. End of the round then. Daoud has 6, Evan has 5, Tracy and Hari have 4 each. Evan and Tracy have used 1 bonus attempt each, Hari and Daoud 2. Round 3, questions to Evan. Oscar Wilde cultivated friendships with many Latin American authors during his final years in Paris. One such author was which Nicaraguan poet, author of Azul? Some critics see Wilde's influence in the Modernismo movement initiated by this man.
Ruben Dario.
Ruben Dario is correct. Another of Grice's major contributions to philosophy was his distinction between natural and non-natural meaning, which he developed in an essay written in 1948, but published only in 1957 upon the urging of which fellow Oxford philosopher? This man differentiated between descriptive and revisionary metaphysics in his 1959 book Individuals, and criticised Russell in On Referring. Ten seconds.
AJ Ayer.
It's not. Tracy.
Pass.
Okay, Hari.
Pass.
And Daoud.
Pass.
This is P.F. Strawson.
Yeah.
Evan, your third question. What name from an Arabic word meaning to raise or elevate is given to the raised platform in a mosque from which the imam delivers sermons?
The minbar.
The minbar is right, yes. Could also have taken mimbar. Tracy. Because its profile is fancied to resemble a person lying down, Gewont is a mountain massif associated with the legend of a sleeping knight who will awaken when his country is imperiled. The mountain is found in a national park, named after which mountain range that forms a natural border between two European countries? Ten seconds.
The Oral Mountains.
Not right. Evan.
I'll pass.
Okay, Ari.
Pass.
And Daoud.
Tatras.
Yeah, the Tatra Mountains,
it was.
right. Yeah.
I didn't really know, but it just seemed like,
Yeah, it felt good.
yeah, it sounds like a Polish name.
Okay, Tracy, second question. Which component of the CPU stores recently accessed data? It typically has multiple levels, with the first level containing subcomponents for data and instruction types.
Cache.
Cache is correct, yes. And your third question. What roof feature has a rounded bulbous dome shape and is often found in Eastern European, Russian and Islamic architecture, typically wider in the middle than at the base and tapering to a point at the top? These domes are both decorative and functional, as their curved shape sheds snow and rain efficiently, making them practical in cold climates.
Onion.
Onion dome is exactly right, yes. Hari, over to you. In which 1925 novel does the regular striking of Big Ben interrupt the thoughts of the central character, who hears the chimes like leaden circles dissolving in the air? Each chime serves both to divide the narrative and to unite characters in their shared experience of time. Ten seconds.
Times arrow.
Sorry?
Times arrow.
That's not. Evan.
Pass.
Okay, Tracy.
Pass.
And Daoud.
Mrs. Dalloway.
It is Virginia Woolf's Mrs. Dalloway, yes.
That sounded like it.
Ari, your second question. What was the name of the women's quarters, often a higher story of the building, in upper-class Russian households, particularly in the 17th century when female seclusion was at its most prevalent? This term is also used to refer to the practice of gender segregation in Russia.
No, I pass.
Okay, Evan.
Pass.
Tracy.
Pass.
And Daoud.
Pass.
This is called Terem.
No, new one on me. Interesting.
And Hari, your third question. In his string quartet number 2, Janacek substituted the viola for what member of the viol family? This instrument has 6 or 7 bowed strings, along with along with several sympathetic strings, and is played under the chin, unlike the larger viola da gamba. This instrument is used in Bach's Johannes Passion, or St. John Passion, Prokofiev's Romeo e Giulietta, or Romeo and Juliet, and several concerti by Antonio Vivaldi. Ten seconds.
A Violetta.
Not the Violetta. Evan.
Viola d'Amore.
It is the Viola d'Amore, yes. Okay, Daoud, your questions. What compound consists of a pyrrole ring fused to a benzene ring? One is present as the side chain of tryptophan, and one is fused with acetic acid to make the most common type of auxin.
Tryptophan has a
10 seconds.
indole.
It is an indole, yes.
Yeah. I think I wrote a question that was like, why does some cheeses have like a grassy taste? It's 'cause, like, yeah,
Right.
don't really know what it is.
Widely considered the most important ruler in the history of Sparta, which king of the Eurypontid dynasty, second of his name, did Plutarch pair with Pompey the Great in his parallel lives? Son of Archidamus II, this ruler was instrumental in maintaining the Spartan hegemony following the Peloponnesian War, and is the subject of a biography written by his friend Xenophon.
Agesilaus.
Agesilaus II is absolutely right, yes. And last question of the round. With a name meaning abnormal shrimp, which marine invertebrate of the Cambrian is the largest predator of the Burgess Shale biota? Paleontologists initially mistook its mouthparts for a jellyfish, and its body had been misidentified as both a shrimp and a sponge, meaning that a single species was placed in 3 different phyla.
Anomalocaris.
Anomalocaris canadensis, but Anomalocaris is all I need, yes. So at the end of round 3, Daoud has 11, Evan has 8, Tracy 6, and Hari 4. Tracy 1 bonus attempt, Evan and Hari 2 each, and Daoud has used 4. Round 4, questions back to Evan. Dubbed the Queen of Montmartre, Louise Weber was a dancer and cabaret star who performed under what stage name, derived from a French word for one of the deadly sins? Among the first stars associated with the Can-Can, she was painted by Toulouse-Lautrec entering the Moulin Rouge, and he also produced several posters of her.
La Goulou.
La Goulou is right, yes. Goulou. Who is the current leader of the Freedom Party of Austria, FPO? He led his party to win the largest vote and seat share in the 2024 legislative election, although no other party agreed to enter a coalition with him. Ten seconds.
Steiner.
Not Steiner. Tracy.
Pass.
And Hari.
Hopfer.
It's not Daoud.
Kickle.
It is Herbert Kickle.
Shout out to all those Politico emails that I don't read, but just read the headlines.
And Evan, your third question. After the general Epaminondas saved his life in the siege of Mantinea, which Theban statesman became his partner in politics for the next 20 years, proving to be instrumental in maintaining Theban hegemony following their victory over Sparta in the Battle of Leuctra in 371 BCE. In his work, Plutarch compared him to the Roman general Marcellus. Ten seconds.
Bagoas.
It's not Tracy.
Pelopidus.
It is Pelopidus. Yes. Yeah, there he is. Tracy, your questions. Partly taking its name from the amateur fossil collector who first discovered it in the Mason Creek fossil beds in Illinois, what marine carnivore of the Carboniferous is identifiable by its stalked eyes, triangular fin, and mouth on a long proboscis? Its classification has been the subject of considerable dispute, having variably been placed alongside mollusks, arthropods, and vertebrates.
Smithinophorus.
It is not. Evan.
Pass.
And Hari.
Pass.
And Daoud.
Is this what a Tully monster is?
This is what a Tully monster is, yes.
Okay.
Or to give it its scientific name, Tully monstrum. But yeah, Tully monster. Tracy, what Hebrew word for platform is given to the raised platform in a synagogue where the Torah scroll is placed to be read? Ten seconds.
The pulpit.
It's not the pulpit. Evan.
Pass.
Okay, Hari.
Pass.
And Daoud.
Pass.
This is called the bima or the bema.
Yeah.
And Tracy, your third question. Most of Janacek's best-known works were written after the age of 63 and inspired by his love for Camilla Stuslova. This includes which opera, in which the central character is a 327-year-old opera singer using the name Emilia Marti? When that character first appears on stage in Dr. Colinati's office, her theme is played by the viola d'amore.
Macropolis Affair.
The Macropolis Affair is absolutely right. Ari, your questions. The Unity flag was designed for the proposed unification of which Caribbean island that was divided by the Treaty of Concordia in 1648? The southern half of this island uses a red and blue flag with a white triangle at the hoist with the coat of arms, while the northern half uses the French tricolor. Ten seconds.
St. Martin.
St. Martin is absolutely right, yes. What is the name for a ridged roof with two slopes on each side, with the lower side having the steeper pitch? The name of this roof is derived from the medieval Latin word for the hind leg of a horse, which it seemed to resemble, and the cross-section of this roof is similar to that of a mansard roof.
Pass.
Okay. Evan.
Pass.
And Tracy.
Pass.
And Daoud.
Pass.
This is a gambrel roof.
Okay. Yeah. No.
Hari, your third question. CPU caches are often implemented with what specific type of memory based on flip-flop circuitry? This type of memory holds data permanently when powered on, typically storing bits in bipolar junction transistors.
SRAM.
SRAM is absolutely right, yes. Static random access memory, SRAM. Daoud, your questions.
Yep.
Pedra da Gavia is a Brazilian mountain famed for its supposed face that is found in which urban national park near Rio de Janeiro? This park is also home to the mountain Corcovado, home of the world-famous Christ the Redeemer statue. 10 seconds.
Tijuca Forest.
Tijuca National Park, but yeah, but Tijuca is the important bit.
Yeah.
Tijuca. In which 1994 dystopian novel is the protagonist imprisoned inside a room at the top of a clock tower on an unnamed island by the typing teacher? The teacher serves as a symbol for the titular omnipresent organization that rules the island. Ten seconds.
The Adjustment Bureau.
That's not the Adjustment Bureau. Evan.
Pass.
Tracy.
Pass.
And Hari.
Pass.
This is by Yoko Ogawa. It is the Memory Police.
Okay, well, I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Grice and Strawson co-wrote a 1956 article in which they criticised which influential 1951 paper by Willard Van Orman Quine. Reductionism and the distinction between analytic and synthetic statements are the title concepts in this paper that attacked logical positivism.
Two Dogmas of Empiricism.
Two Dogmas of Empiricism is exactly right, yes. So with one round to go, Daoud has 15, Evan has 9, Tracy 8, and Hari 6. Evan and Tracy 2 bonus attempts, Hari 3, and Daoud has used 6. Round 5, Evan, your questions. What name was used for the women's quarters of a castle during the Tokugawa shogunate, and is particularly associated with the great interior of Edo Castle? Ten seconds.
Already done.
It's not. Tracy.
Pass.
Okay, Hari.
Pass.
And Daoud.
Nico.
It's not. It is Oku.
Oku, yeah. That's kind of
Evan, your second question. Named after an ancient Greek city on the island of Crete, what name is given to the region of Mars famed for its face? Ten seconds.
Tharsis.
It's not. Tracy.
Gnosis.
Say again, sorry?
Gnosis.
It's not. Hari.
Pass.
And Daoud.
Cydonia.
It is Cydonia, yes. Evan, your third question. Janacek wrote the opening fanfare to what 5-movement orchestral work after listening to a military band playing in the town of Písek with Kubilis Doslova? This piece was dedicated to the Czechoslovak military and inspired by the city of Brno, and its original score included a viola d'amore, though modern performances usually substitute it for a viola.
Sinfonietta.
Sinfonietta is absolutely right, yes. Could also have taken Military Sinfonietta or Sokol Festival. Tracy, your questions. In Parallel Lives, Aemilius Paulus was the Roman counterpart to which Corinthian statesman who led the army in a quest to recapture Syracuse from the despotic rule of Dionysius II and Leontinian ruler Hystatas? This general was known as a champion against despotism and also expelled Carthage from the city. 10 seconds.
Yeah. Pass.
Okay. Evan
Pass.
and Hari.
Pass.
Daoud.
Galon.
It's not. It is Timoleon. Tracy, your second question. Pal-Nor synthesis is a reaction used to create pyrols, thiophenes, and what other heterocyclic compounds from 1,4-diketones. This aromatic 5-membered ring containing oxygen is hydrogenated to produce a common laboratory solvent.
Furan.
Furan is right, yes. And your third question. Which Latin American author's first published work was a childhood translation of Oscar Wilde's story, The Happy Prince? Wilde's influence on this writer can be observed in works such as Las Ruinas Circulares, or The Circular Ruins, which deals with the nature and inherent paradoxes of reality and illusion.
Borges.
Borges is right. Yes, Jorge Luis Borges. Hari, your questions. Which cabaret dancer, who appears in many paintings and posters by Toulouse-Lautrec, was nicknamed La Mélanite after a type of explosive? Toulouse-Lautrec painted her leaving the Moulin Rouge, and she appears on many of his posters, including one for La Troupe de Mamselle Églantine, alongside Cléopâtre and Gazelle.
Jane Avril.
Jane Avril is right, yes. Or Jean-Louis Baudon. Germany's far-right AfD is jointly led by Tino Kruppalla and which other politician, the party's candidate for Chancellor in the 2025 election? She had expressed interest in AfD joining Patriots for Europe, but their entry was blocked by other parties.
Vidal.
It is Alice Weidel, yes. The analytic-synthetic distinction attacked by Quine in Two Dogmas of Empiricism first appeared in which book that offers 7 + 5 = 12 as an example of a synthetic a priori truth? Strawson analyzes this work in his 1966 book, The Bounds of Sense, in which he separates the book's worthwhile elements from its author's transcendental idealism.
Critique of Pure Reason.
It is Immanuel Kant's Critique of Pure Reason. Daoud, your questions. Most frequently able to store 32 or 64 bits, and with examples typically named for their capacity, which memory units in the CPU are smaller and faster than caches?
Hmm.
10 seconds.
Holds.
No, Evan.
Registers.
Registers is right, yes.
Registers.
This wasn't the tier 1 final. I might do a joke about cache registers, but
Registers.
Daoud, second question.
Mhm.
What word, ultimately from Greek, was originally given to each of 2 desks in a Christian church? One for reading from the Gospels, the other for reading from the epistles of the New Testament. The former became increasingly ornate and was the forerunner of the modern pulpit, but this word is still used in Roman Catholic churches for the lectern-like structure from which readings and homilies are made.
Hmm.
10 seconds.
I feel like I've heard this, but rostrum.
Not rostrum. Evan.
Pass.
Okay, Tracy.
Pass.
And Hari.
Pass.
This is the ambo.
Yeah, that is a word. No.
And the last question. Shown in the image is the flag of Bangsamoro, Bangsamoro, an autonomous region located on what island, the second largest in its country? That region was formed in 2019 as a replacement for ARMM, after several years of peace talks between the government and autonomist groups, mainly MILF.
Mindanao.
Mindanao is absolutely right, and means at the end of the quiz, congratulations to Daoud, who is the Season 8 ICC champion with 17. Evan second with 11, Tracy has 10, and Hari has 9.
Good stuff, DJ.
Well played, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in on Twitch or on YouTube. A new season of ICC will, I'm sure, be announced in due course. But on behalf of the OQL, thank you for coming and good night.